سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم صلاة وسلام عليك يا سيدي يا حبيبي يا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلوا على الحبيب صلى الله عليه محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Alhamdulillah Azza wa Jalla, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for having blessed us with another opportunity to listen to His beautiful Quran in the form of recitation in Salat al-Tarawih. May Allah Azza wa Jalla accept it of those who have recited and those who have listened. Ameen. Alhamdulillah, in today's Tarawih, again, various topics, various discussions that take place. A few of them, inshallah Azza wa Jalla, will mention. Among the early discussions that took place in the Tarawih of today was that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had shown us that despite Allah Azza wa Jalla having sent so many prophets, many Anbiya alayhi salam have been sent, but their deen was one. The deen of all Anbiya alayhi salam is the same deen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So from Sayyidina Adam alayhi salam all the way to the beloved Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, whatever I mentioned, plus minus, approximately 124,000 prophets. That's a lot of Anbiya alayhi salam, but with one deen. And this is the beauty as well, that when any Nabi came, and after some time you had a period of fatra, usually. They call it fatra. Fatra is a gap between Nabuwa, a gap between one Nabi to the next Nabi. Let's take for example, Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam plus minus 600 years later, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam came. So between various Anbiya alayhi salam, there are gaps in which no Nabi is sent for a certain period of time, then a Nabi is sent. But you had, or people had the previous scriptures, the scriptures of the previous Anbiya alayhi salam. Sometimes there were changes made to those scriptures, but the scholars of that time, they had some knowledge regarding what the Nabi, the previous Nabi of Allah Azza wa Jalla brought. And when they saw that the next Nabi also brought the same message, when they saw the next Nabi brought the same message, and after that, and the next Nabi brings the same message, after that, the next Nabi brings the same message, so you come to realize, any aqil, any person who has any amount of intellect comes to realize that there's a common denominator here. Each Nabi is bringing the same message. What does that mean? It means that the source is one. That source is one, that means it all has come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And beautifully, we discussed it recently in one of our lessons in Jamia as well, that you find he mentions that sometimes what confuses people is that the Sharia is different. Because if you look at the Sharia of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, Sharia of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, Sharia of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi salam, the Sharia is different. Something is allowed in this time, not allowed in that time. Something's allowed in that time, not allowed in the next time, or something wasn't allowed and then it becomes permitted. So since the Sharia are different, the Sharias, the laws are different, people tend to get confused that how is it that the deen is coming from the same Allah Azza wa Jalla, but the laws are different. And he explains it so beautifully, I'll share that with you as well, that the laws are different, although the concept is one. The concept is that you worship Allah Azza wa Jalla alone, and it's a matter of purifying ourselves, refining our nafs, refining ourselves. But even when a doctor treats you, isn't it when a doctor treats two different people? The doctor's treatment for two different people is different. Subhanallah. If one person gets sick, another person gets sick, another person gets sick, the doctor will treat each person based on his sickness, based on the climate of the area that he is from, based on the availability of certain fruits that are found in his area. So the doctor prescribes to one person, you must eat hot foods and take this certain medication. The doctor prescribes to another person that you must drink cold things and take this certain medication. The medication is different. One is hot food, one is cold drinks, yet the aim of the doctor in all cases is one. That is to bring the patient back to good health. Subhanallah. So as per the need of that time, as per the need of the people of that time, as per the need of that area, Allah Azza wa Jalla has specified rules, but the aim of all the rules, although they might seem to differ, the aim is one. And thus, alhamdulillah, the main concept of the deen, every Nabi came and told the people worship Allah Azza wa Jalla alone. Every Nabi came and told the people that there is none worthy of worship besides Allah Azza wa Jalla, that I am the Prophet of Allah. No Nabi came and claimed uluhiyya. No Nabi came and claimed that he is a God, or he is one who is worthy of being worshipped. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala discussed very beautifully the distribution of rizq. This too is something that confuses people, that Allah Azza wa Jalla gives rizq as per, according to the knowledge of Allah Rabbul Izzah. Not according to our knowledge, and not according to that which we think should be the distribution. And from time to time you will see that Allah Azza wa Jalla asks even in the Holy Quran that arguing? Are you unhappy with the distribution of Allah Azza wa Jal? That if anyone has anything, it's Allah Azza wa Jal who gave it to him. Somebody doesn't have it, it's Allah Azza wa Jal had held it back from him. And this is the hikmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sometimes Allah Azza wa Jal gives someone and doesn't give someone else. But Allah Azza wa Jal knows that this certain person, if he doesn't have, he is weak in that way that if he doesn't have, he'll move towards kufr. He'll move towards disbelief, so Allah gives him. And another person, Allah Ta'ala knows that if he gets too much, he'll move towards kufr. So Allah prevents him from receiving. So subhanallah Azza wa Jal, whatever we receive and whatever we don't receive, it is as per the hikmah, the wisdom of Allah Rabbul Izzah. We must trust that Allah knows what is best for us. We don't even know what is best for ourselves. And subhanallah Azza wa Jal, the amount of wealth that one receives, or the amount, the lack of wealth that one receives, that does not determine whether someone is rightly guided or not. In today's Tarawih, we read about Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam and Fir'aun. You know Fir'aun, the Pharaoh. So Fir'aun, he used this sort of argument. Such a weak argument that no, see, I am the king of Misr, I am the king of Egypt. See how much I am given. See Musa alayhi salam, he doesn't have as much as I have. With regards to worldly wealth, this is no means of judging who's on guidance and who's not on guidance. Allah distributes rizq as per His will, as per His wisdom. It doesn't mean Allah gives someone a lot that he's on guidance and Allah Ta'ala gives someone less that he's on misguidance. No. Our beloved Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam lived such a simple life. Subhanallah Azza wa Jal, sallallahu alayhi wa sahbihi ajma'in. And yet we know who can be more rightly guided than Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We can't say Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was poor. No. Alhamdulillah, Allah blessed him with so much. Although he chose to live a simple life, but it doesn't mean he was on misguidance. He is the most rightly guided from the creation of Allah Azza wa Jal. Then Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala has spoken about Jannah. Allah Azza wa Jal has spoken about Jahannam, the punishments of Jahannam, the beauties of Jannah. And among the punishments of Jahannam that were spoken of in today's Tarawih was that Allah Azza wa Jal will give certain people in Jahannam very hot drinks to drink. Hamim, extremely hot drinks. At times, we even discussed in previous, or we recited in previous Tarawih as well, that the pasr, the dwellers of Jahannam, they will be given to certain people. The drink will be so hot that when it's brought to their faces, the skin of their faces will melt away. Allah. So the adabat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are very severe, such that we cannot bear. We cannot bear the adab of Allah, and thus we beg of Allah Azza wa Jal to forgive us. We must beg of Allah Azza wa Jal to forgive us, knowing and realizing the adab of Allah Azza wa Jal, and realizing that we are unable to bear it. Then you'll find the sincerity and that yearning, the true yearning when we ask for forgiveness. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks of His Jannah, the Jannah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah ta'ala mentions it as Jannatun tajri min tahtiha al-anhar. It is gardens beneath which rivers flow. Subhanallah Azza wa Jal. In today's Tarawih, we also read about Hurun Ain, the maidens of Jannah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless to Ahlul Jannah, the people of Jannah. And that too is a great, it's a great motivation for Muslims. It's a great motivation for anyone. But subhanallah Azza wa Jalla, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give maidens of Jannah. All we need to do, such beauties of Jannah, all we need to do is just refrain from haram within dunya. So we refrain from the haram within dunya and Allah gives you in Jannah. You refrain from alcohol, you refrain from wine, Allah gives you sharab al-tayyiba. Isn't it? Allah gives you pure wine in Jannah that won't intoxicate you. You refrain from haram relationships, Allah gives you the hur of Jannah. The hur of Jannah, they are so beautiful, subhanallah Azza wa Jal. Allah Azza wa Jal has made them pure, Allah Azza wa Jal has made them so beautiful. You refrain from the haram in dunya, Allah gives you the best in Jannah. Subhanallah Azza wa Jal. I think we'll summarize and leave it at this today, inshallah, and tomorrow, inshallah, we'll extend or we'll go on further. Allah Azza wa Jal give us tawfiq to make amal upon the good that we have learned. آمين بجاه خاتم النبيين وصلى اللهم على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبارك وسلم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. الصلاة والسلام.
सुल्तान दी तुम थे हरदम تم پہ ہر دم کروڑوں درود اور سلام تاجدار حرم اے شہنشاہ دین تم پہ ہر دم کروڑوں درود اور سلام ہو نگاہ کرم ہم پہ سلطان دین تم پہ ہر دم کروڑوں درود اور سلام تم پہ ہر دم کروڑوں درود اور سلام الصلاة والسلام عليك يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا حبيب الله.
إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما.
صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم.
اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عني. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عني. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عني. اللهم أجرني من النار يا مجيد يا الله يا رب العالمين. رب اجعلني مقيم الصلاة ومن ذريتي ربنا وتقبل دعائي. ربنا اغفر لي ولوالدي وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير. مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا مضايا واسع الكرم. صلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. الحمد لله رب العالمين.